MSNBC's Morning Joe had an interesting panel discussion on the state of the Democratic race. Let's watch.
Bernie Sanders' winning streak continued over the weekend with a victory in the Wyoming caucuses on Saturday. Sanders beat Hillary Clinton by 12 points, 56-44, notching his 8th win in the last 9 nominating contests.
Okay, what do we do here?
I mean, it sounds like he's winning.
He's won 8 out of 9.
Yep.
But he's losing.
And look, he wins by 12 points. I tell you, I would not do well as a Democratic politician. He wins by 12 points. He may not even pick up a single delegate.
Yeah.
It's 7-6 now, with a remaining delegate to be decided later. I'm sorry. That's a crushing victory.
I know. And listen, I think that with the super delegates that they have, I think she only has to win 30% of the, she only has to get 30% of the vote in the remaining contest. I mean, talk about voters feeling like a system might be rigged.
Why are you even voting?
If you're driving
Right.
a car right now, we've been talking about rigged systems. We're putting up right now a graphic. Bernie Sanders wins 56-44% in Wyoming. The delegates rewarded: Hillary Clinton 11, Bernie Sanders 7. Why does the Democratic Party even have voting booths?
No, why?
This system is so rigged.
It feels that way, and I think if they fall into line better than our voters do, but I can see some of the same emotions boiling over at their convention.
But we always talk about voter turnout and how important it is to do your duty as a citizen. There's absolutely no reason any of those people voted in any of those states,
I mean,
right?
What's the justification?
Please,
for that?
someone tell me.
These are the rules.
No, that's
Yeah,
not a good
I
answer.
understand,
Tell me why
it's
those
rigged.
people needed to go vote, because
It's
their votes
rigged.
don't
Depends on where
matter.
you turned out. It's not rigged.
Do their
It's
votes
rigged.
matter, Mark
Yeah, they
Halperin?
do. The votes
How?
matter.
Do they count in some
Depends
way?
on where you turn out.
How?
I don't think it's a
only
good system.
in some parts of the
I don't
country
think it's
it
a
matters?
good system, but it's
He
not like
won by 12 percentage
Why is he
points
defending
and
the system?
lost the delegate
I don't think it's a
count.
good system. All I'm saying is it's not
Do you
like
think
the
it's
Clinton
changes,
Votes
Matthew? Do you
don't
think that the Democrats and
matter.
Republicans change their delegate allotment processes after this cycle?
Only if the winner of the White House decides he or she wants to change it.
Okay, anytime anybody gives you the reason, these are the rules, just immediately know and understand that what they're saying is bullshit. Because the only time anybody has ever made that argument in human history is when they have no other point to make. So they just, these are the rules. Hey, should people be locked up for jaywalking? I don't think they're actually locked up. I think there's like a fine if you're caught doing it or something like that. I don't know. But hey, should people get locked up for jaywalking? These are the rules. These are the rules. What? Hey, marijuana's illegal. Should somebody potentially spend the rest of their life in jail because they were caught with weed? These are the rules. These are the rules, damn it. That's not an argument. That's a lack of an argument is what it is. So Halperin's totally wrong there. The rest of the panel, they do go too far because they say, there's no reason to vote, Democrats. And understand that the reason why Joe Scarborough is making this argument is because he's convinced, he's a Republican, he's convinced that Hillary Clinton's going to be the nominee, and he wants to tear her down as much as possible and wants to, try to suppress turnout for the Democratic base in a general election. So he definitely has nefarious motives there with him making the argument. Context is very important, and Joe Scarborough, we know, is a tried and true right-winger, so he's not doing this because he really cares about the principles of democracy and one man, one vote. No, he's doing it because he thinks this is an opportunity to attack Hillary Clinton, so that's why he's doing it, let's be clear. But, are they right about superdelegates? Oh, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, they're right. So they put up the count on the screen there, what was it, like 11-7 or something like that? That's actually not true. That's not the case at all. That's if you include superdelegates, which you shouldn't include superdelegates, because just like it worked in 2008, and just like it's worked previously in election history, the superdelegates will switch to whoever wins the most states and whoever wins the most pledged delegates, whoever wins the popular vote later on. So this is what happened with Obama, where Hillary Clinton had more pledged superdelegates, and when Obama won, they went over to Obama. So, but to put them in the count today, now, is misleading. And the attempt is to try to make people think Hillary has a bigger lead than she does, and that would suppress, or in theory, it's supposed to suppress the Bernie voters from turning out in favor of Bernie because they look and they go, oh, look, he's already being destroyed. So the superdelegates are undemocratic, let's be clear about that, and we should get rid of them ASAP. I mean, the whole point of them is to be undemocratic. It's to have the party choose somebody who they think would be a general election candidate. Well, hello? Perhaps the person who would be the better general election candidate is whoever ends up winning the fucking, the race. Call me crazy. No, us party bosses know better. Because what it's really about is putting up a candidate who they know would be the bitch of the Democratic establishment, who they know would heal, who they know would listen to the donors. Okay, so that's what this is really about, and that's why these rules exist in the way that they do. It wasn't nefarious from the beginning. In fact, the only thing that wouldn't be nefarious is if you just went with whoever wins. So in that respect, Bernie is getting screwed, and Republicans on their side too, like this is another angle of the conversation that's weird because Joe Scarborough is making the argument. It's not like their side is not fucked up. Like they don't have superdelegates, but they do have ways to try to steal the fucking convention. So it's very likely that what will happen or what they're going to try to do is after Donald Trump, when he has most votes, so he'll have the plurality of votes, they're still going to try to take it from him. Is that also unfair? Yeah, I said it before, I'll say it again. Whoever ends up having the most votes at the end of the process should be the one who gets the nomination. But obviously they say, no, it's got to be over 50%. But what if there are 9 people running? And let's say 9 stayed in the entire race. Well, then who should get it? Well, you decided a messy fucking convention where everybody yells at each other and you have backroom deals cut. No, fuck that. Whoever gets the most votes should get the nomination. Okay? And they're going to try to jack it from Trump. And on the Democratic side, we've seen from the beginning tricky shit going on behind the scenes, some intentional, some not, to try to bias it in favor of Hillary Clinton. And it's fucked up on both sides, and I don't like it. You know, call me crazy. I'm in favor of a purely democratic system in the sense that you go by popular vote, and I would even go as far in a general as to eliminate the Electoral College. If we didn't have the Electoral College, we would have never had President George W. Bush. Because Al Gore won by 500,000 votes in the popular vote. So that would have prevented that headache. And also, it's just a matter of principle, man. If we really believe in one man, one vote, well, the day is gone where, you know, hey, to cut a deal to keep the union together, we got to make sure we treat, you know, states that have 8 people as a population equally to states that have 3 million people. Well, no, if you do that, you're actually being unfair to the 3 million people in the more populous states. See, the fear is if you have a out-and-out popular vote, the country would be more liberal. It would be. So we should have a straight-out popular vote. Like the idea of like, no, we can't have a straight popular vote because then we'd have a more progressive system. And? Like, if more votes equaled conservative victories, nobody would make that argument. They'd never say, oh, well, if we count all the votes, well, then it'd be a more conservative country. So we can't do that. No, they would just say, what are you talking about? Of course, it's whatever the people want. So yeah, if it's more conservative, then do the popular vote and we'll be more conservative. Why are you trying to control the outcome and pretend that's fair? What's fair is one person, one vote. What's fair is the popular vote. What's fair is getting rid of the Electoral College. And guys, understand something. As of right now, Hillary does have the popular vote lead. So, you know, in my ideal system, perhaps she would end up beating Bernie Sanders somehow. Maybe that's the case. But either way, as a matter of principle, I think that's the right way to go. So there is some fuckery going on behind the scenes on both sides here. And they're right to say, even counting the superdelegates to begin with, that's fucking misleading. You shouldn't have superdelegates, period. It is fucked up that, you know, the count right now is shown on some places when they include superdelegates 11-7 and other places 7-7. No, it should say what it is, which is gonna, at the end, when all said and done, be 8-6. So, can we stop with the fuckery behind the scenes? Because it does make people feel like they're disenfranchised, because they are.